What's good? It's your man Zobi1 Kenobi of Nomadhoops. Today I'm with Dylan Travis of 3 Ball Omaha, man. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Thanks for having me. Happy to be
Man,
here.
look, I'm glad that you had time to make it out of your schedule because, I get in contact with a lot of guys and, I'm just trying to get people on the list of like who I need to talk to, which is everybody. There's no exclusion because everybody's nomadic hoopers. Everybody's a nomad hoop. Everybody's part of the nomad movement. That's what makes it so special is because everybody's traveling to do battle against any player who's there. So, Dylan, man, let me ask you a question, yo. Where are you from? Are you from Omaha?
I am. Yeah, I'm from South Omaha. Yeah, from Omaha, Nebraska. Born and raised. Been here my whole life.
Okay. Okay, cool, man. Cool. So you said South Side. So is there like one specific type of high school in the South Side of Omaha, or is there multiple schools in Omaha? Like in the South Side, high school wise. Like where'd you go to high school?
Yeah. So people think Omaha and they think Nebraska. So they think Nebraska is all farmland, corn. But like Omaha is a big city. Like probably around 1 million people with the suburbs. So there's obviously each side of Omaha kind of has its own stereotypes and high schools and whatnot. So the south side of Omaha, we don't call it the south side like Chicago or anything, but South Omaha is it's a blue collar side of Omaha, like a lot of hardworking people, stuff like that. So there's Omaha South, which is the public school, and there's Omaha Bryan and Groves Catholic. So my mom wanted to keep me out of trouble growing up, so I went to the Catholic school, which is probably a good thing. And yeah, I had 4 good years there, and that took me out to college. So
Okay.
yeah, I love where I'm from.
I came out to Omaha. I got to see you in the American 3 baller, and that was pretty cool. It was during the COVID or whatnot, so everybody kind of had the precautions and the bubble, and that was really cool because it was the first event since the Red Bull 2019 that anybody did any 3x basketball at all. Period in the U.S. for sure. You said you played 4 years at the Catholic school in high school, and then from there, where'd you end up going to college to play at?
Man, I kind of speaking of Nomad Hoops, man. I made my journey, man. I went to I wasn't highly recruited out of high school, but despite being, I was first team All Super State. So like there's 5 players at the end of the year that get picked to the first team. All Nebraska. I was one of them. The other 4 all went Division 1, and my highest offer was to the worst Division 2 program probably in the country at the time, Wayne State, and then had a whole bunch of NAI offers. So I didn't really get any good D2 looks. So I went to, I want to stay close to home, close to my mom's. So I went to Midland University my freshman year. I went there and honestly didn't really like it. Didn't like it at all, actually. So I transferred to a JUCO, a community college in Iowa, in Fort Dodge, Iowa Central Community College. Played for Coach Pilcher. And that changed my life, man. I really matured a lot as a young man and learned a lot, learned how to play basketball the right way. Got a lot better and ended up being all conference, all this stuff, won a lot of games. And then that took me to Florida Southern and played 2 years down there in Lakeland, Florida, won a Division 2 national championship. And then from there, I played overseas for 4 years, and then COVID happened, and Mike picked me up for 3 ball, and now I've been playing 3x3 ever since, man. And
So wait a minute. So I mean, your introduction to 3x3 was basically the American 3 baller.
I played in one tournament in Chicago. No, 2 tournaments. I played in the Chicago Red Bull, and I played in the Venice Beach Red Bull. And then COVID happened, or yeah, I don't think there was a season or something. And then Mike's event happened. So that was like my 3rd ever event playing.
Okay, so that mean the first time I ever seen you then in person, other than the American 3 baller, or the first time I ever played you is in Raleigh after nationals.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that was like my 4th ever tournament, dude. Yeah, I remember playing against you guys, and Raleigh had a good little thing going down there. That was a fun tournament.
Man, look, we'll get into that. I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there right now, yo. I got questions I gotta ask first.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you first started playing the 3X game, did you think it was going to be as large as it is now? Because like you said, you were playing overseas prior to playing 3x3. So did you get a chance to see it over there a little bit before even touching it?
Yeah, it's funny because I was playing in Australia, and the season over there was, what was it? It was from March to August, and you usually play every single weekend, and we had one weekend off where we didn't have a game. We had like a bye week in the season, and there was an NBL 1 Hustle 3x3 tournament, and a couple dudes that I knew wanted me to play that weekend. And I'm like, let me see, if my coach is even cool, let me play. I'm in contract, blah, blah, blah. Like, what if I get hurt? I ask him, and he's like, yeah, that's cool. Just don't get hurt. Like, you can play, but, don't do anything stupid. So I played in this 3x3 tournament. It was in the super dope. It was like the docklands of like downtown Melbourne, Australia. So that was my first time ever playing, and I didn't know the rules. I didn't know how fast it was, how physical it was. So there was like 15 teams. I think my team finished like 12th out of 15. Like, we got smacked. So that was my first time ever playing it, and then it's crazy. That was 2019, and then that was 2018, and then a couple years later, Mike hits me up, and he even said something about it. He's like, I saw you play in Australia, blah blah blah. So yeah, that was the only time I kind of got introduced to it, was that first tournament, and then it's crazy I'm playing it now, man.
Not only are you playing it now, but you've played in the Red Bull 3x3. You've played in the Hoop It Up 3x3.
We played in we won it last December. Yeah. It got us into Prague.
When you're not hooping, what are you doing? What is your, like, are you what's your occupation? What are you doing when you're not hooping and working out so much to be as good as you are and to be at the level that you're at? People would think that all you do is play basketball. So is that what you do?
Man, no, I teach and coach is my main job, and then play basketball on the weekends and do this 3x3 grind. It's tough, man. Like, I'm dead tired right now. I was up, I was at the gym till 10:30, 11 last night. Wake up at 6:30, go to work, do the whole 9 to 5, and Monday to Friday repeat. It's tough to stay in, as the basketball shape you need to be in for 3x3, especially playing on the World Tour, playing in challengers. Like, we go to Cebu, Philippines, we play the Cebu Masters in 9 days. So to stay in the type of shape you need to be in to play against the Rigas, the top teams, pretty much any team on tour, like, you got to hold yourself accountable when you're back home. And it's tough when you work a 9 to 5 because there's only so many hours in a day, but it's worth it when you go far in these tournaments and do well to put in that extra time throughout the week. So
what type of advice would you have for someone that would like to start playing 3x3 basketball or have an interest?
Yeah, I think Red Bull is a great way to start here in America, or Hoop It Up has tournaments as well. So I'd look at one of those two. I'd go to Play FIBA 3x3. From there, you can find different tournaments that are going on, and yeah, that's how I'd start. Find some buddies to play in, or to play with, to get into a tournament, and kind of go from there. I mean, it's tough. Like, we're so blessed to have Mike as our manager, man, because like, I couldn't imagine having to come up with the money and the travel expenses, because like, it's tough. Like, even the Red Bull stuff, there's nothing in Omaha for Red Bull. Like, we have to travel everywhere we go, and that costs money, that's time, and we don't have to worry about that because Mike takes care of it. So if you could find a sponsor, I'd say find a sponsor. Like, depends how serious you want to take it. Like, if you want to travel and not have to pay so much out of pocket, finding a sponsor would help. So I'll say, first, you got to find the tournaments, Red Bull or Hoop It Up. If you do well at those, you get invited to regionals, you get invited to nationals. And then from there, like, that's kind of the route we took. Like, it took a while for us to be successful with the Red Bull tournaments. Then we finally started winning those, and then we won nationals. And then we started playing on the pro circuit level with FIBA in the challengers. We won Quebec, the challenger. We just finished third in Montreal. Now we're going to Cebu. So like, it took a while. It took us a couple years to get where we're at now, and we're still, I feel like, just scratching the surface. And we had Trey B, we had James Parrott play for USA across the chest, and we all started on the streets, man. Like, we started playing grassroots level. We were in Raleigh just hooping the other year, and we got dudes from Omaha representing USA. So it's crazy what it can blossom to.
No, definitely. And since you brought that back up about Raleigh again, I tell that story all the time, pretty often. And the thing that I tell about it is, I talk about when I went outside, I had a conversation with the people y'all ended up beating at the end, right? And I told them before it all started, I was like, yo, man, like, it's dope that y'all here. That's cool. Dapped up with them. They told me they were here for the bread. They looked at me, they laughed at me. Well, they didn't laugh at me, but they laughed when they were speaking to me and told me they were there for the bread. And I was trying to explain to them. Now, mind you, I'm fresh off of nationals. So I'm like, this is it's not the same. Like, this is not no pickup. Like, this is not regular 3-on-3. It's nothing like that at all. Like, and sure enough, we ended up playing you guys 2 games before y'all ended up playing in the championship. Nomad
Yeah.
Hoops ended up playing Omaha. We got smacked. 21 20 21 yeah 21 21-5. We got smacked 21-5. And I remember walking up to you and Trey, and I was like, yo, look, I have no subs. It is nationals all over again for me. I have no subs. Look, let me get I was like, let me get 4 points. Y'all looked at me and y'all laughed like, nah, I can't let you do that, Zoe. Can't let you have 4. No, or whatever. I got 4. Y'all didn't let me have them. It was tough. It was a tough 4 to get, but I got them. And that was a good match. And then when y'all played in the championship game, y'all ended up playing those individuals I was talking to outside.
Mm-hmm.
And it was bad for him. It was really bad for him, because we talking about NBA D-League players that was on this team. And
I was gonna say, that's not just any individuals. It was 2 draft picks and 2 G League players. Like,
yeah. I had a full conversation with them beforehand, like way before. And when it all boiled down, it was boom, boom, boom. That score was I remember the score. It was 22. It was 22-4.
yeah,
The score was 22-4. And it looked bad. So, that's a prime example. That's a prime example of, it doesn't matter if you're the best shooter, the best defender, if you don't have a strategy, if you don't know how to run the sets, if you don't know what's coming, if you're not switching, like, oh my goodness, it's so much.
yeah.
I love the game. I love it.
Zaboni,
So,
bro, you said that perfectly. Like, we played 2 draft picks. One was first round, one was second round, and then two other G Leaguers. That was their 4. We had some D2 guys and some NEI guys. But like you said, man, if you don't know, I just remember them doing a whole bunch of ISO, step back 2, step back 1s. And when it's your 6th game in the day, you ain't going to make that.
no.
And we're getting 3-4 passes in a possession, plus a flare screen, plus a ball screen, and that results in wide open dunks, wide open 2s. So you gotta play 3x3 the right way. Like, they individually had more talent than all of us combined. But you said it, dude. When you play the right way in 3x3, you're more often gonna win.
Let me go over these rules right quick. It's a 10-minute game. Game goes to 21. 1s and 2s. 12-second shot clock. That game was only played for about 7 minutes. Of the 10 minutes it played for, so that's a fast game. It doesn't make any sense, but it's a totally different game. It's not the same game. It's not the same game. It's not your standard 3-on-3. It's definitely not 5-on-5. When you're out there, you will get exposed.
Yeah, it's just so it's so quick. Like, people don't realize, they think 3-on-3, and they think the old hoop it up, or they think the old, like, the Ice Cubes League, where you make a basket and you slowly walk and you check it up, and there's so much stoppage. But, like, people don't realize it's a made basket, and it's straight into transition. It's you take the ball to the 3-point line, and you can pass it to the 3-point line in a shot. Like, there's no checking up unless it's a foul or a dead ball out of bounds. So it's crazy, man. Like, I try to tell people, it's harder than 5-on-5. It's more physical than 5-on-5. I have to be in better shape than I was playing professionally overseas. Like, and they're like, what? Like, what do you mean? It's half court basketball. I'm like, no, you don't realize, like, until you play it, or until you watch a real pro circuit game, you'll see how hard it is. So it's like you said, man, it's a crazy game.
It's a crazy game, man. Look, man. Hey, is there anything or anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. Hey, I think first thing, you need to follow at 3Ball USA. That's our sponsor. That's who we represent. They make everything go. Michael Ranovics. So I follow at 3Ball USA on IG. My Instagram's at dtrav15, and then shout out to Westside, where I work, man. They're super cool about me missing some days at work to go travel and do something I love, and so I love having an employer that supports me in what I'm trying to do with my passion. That's not just teaching, also basketball. So still getting it done at 29 years old. So I'm super fortunate to have a boss that lets me go travel. So shout out to them too.
D-Trav, bro, I really appreciate you coming out here, man, showing love, being part of the nomadic movement, man. And you're more than welcome to come back anytime, man. Anytime, for sure.
Hell, man, I appreciate it, man. I'm always tuning into your shows, and hopefully I see you around at one of these tournaments here again soon, man.
Oh man,
So
you know it, man. You know it, man. But hey, look, to everybody else, man, I'm Zobi One Kenobi. Don't act like you don't know me. You know me, Zobi. We out, man.